Hello class, welcome to Arjun English School. Now from today onwards I am going to start chapters for so many chapters for statistics. Okay, in accountancy almost majority chapters that we have completed. So now it's done for statistic subjects. Part 1 that we have completed 1 month ago. So now from today I'm going to start part 2. In index you can see that there are total 5 chapters where almost each chapter having a marks weightage marks that is for 10 marks for each chapter. So overall 52 marks 52 marks for this second part, out of which almost each chapter having a weightage of 10 marks. Okay, so now from today I am going to start a chapter probability having a weightage of 12 marks. Okay, so first chapter, that is probability. This chapter that you have already studied in standard 10th as well as 11th. So now further this chapter that you have to study in college also. So you have to very focus on this chapter because in 11th standard it is having a weightage of around 7 to 8 marks for permutation and combination. In 12th there is a weightage for 12 marks. In college there is a weightage of 12 to 13 marks also. So now again and again I am repeating this sentence that probability is very most important chapter for all the commerce students, hence you have to proper study this chapter. Now I'm going to start that what is a probability, that you know very well any possible outcomes, that all the outcomes which is known as probability. Okay, so first of all we have to do a random experiment, because all the possibilities, all the possible outcomes that we know very well, but we cannot say exactly that this is the answer. Say for example, in cricket match, if there is a match against any team against India, then we can say that there are three possibilities: either India win the match, either India lost the match, or tie match. Okay, so basically there is a possibility for win or loss. Same way, if I toss the coin, then again two probabilities: it may be head or it may be tail. If I am throwing a dice, then there are six possibilities: it may be one, two, three, four, five, or six. So this is called random experiment. Got it? In random experiment there can be any result, but we know the all possible results from this experiment. Okay, so these are the example like coin. There are two possibilities for head and tail. In dice there are six possibilities: one, two, three, four, five, six, and so on. Second point, that is sample space. A set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment is called sample space of that random experiment. This sample space denoted by U or S. Let's say in this example, if someone toss a coin, then possible results, that is head or tail. So this head or tail, that is written here, and it is denoted by U for sample space. Okay, so we can write head or tail, or we can also write tail or head. Got it? So this is for sample space. Next one, throw a balanced dice with six face with the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again there are possibility any one out of these six. No any other possibilities other than this that we can see. So if I dice if I throw the dice, then there are six possibilities like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next one, finite sample space. What is finite sample space? If total number of possible outcomes in the sample space is finite, then it is called as finite sample space. Like if I'm throwing a dice, if I'm tossing a coin, then there are limited results. So it is called finite space. But if total number of possible outcomes in the sample space of a random experiment is infinite, then it is called at infinite sample space. Okay, so here there are various kinds of number, various kinds of examples that we can give on this. Here there is illustration number 1. Two balanced coins are tossed simultaneously. Let's say if I am tossing a single coin, there is a possibility for head or tail. But if I am tossing two coins, then possibility like either to head or to tail, or in first coin it is head and in second coin it is tail, or in first column there is a tail and in second column there is a head. So in this way there are four results if I am tossing two coins simultaneously. But if I am tossing a single coin, then I got two results. So overall summary, remember this thing. If the question is for coins and if I am tossing a single coin, then answer will be 2 raised to 1. It means 2. If I am tossing two coins simultaneously, answer is 2 raised to 2. Four possibilities. If I am tossing three coins simultaneously, answer is 2 raised to 3, that is 8. So remember this thing, because these types of question that can be asked in the exam, and every time you don't have to count this type of like possibilities like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So this is the shortcut method that you have to remember properly. If let's say example, if there are five coins that we have to toss simultaneously, so 2 raised to 5 means 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 into 2 into 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 2s are 32. So these types of question can be asked for 1 marks MCQ or 1 marks question. Okay, so this is for tossing of coins. Illustration 1. Next one. If two balanced dice are thrown, if I am throwing a single dice, then possibilities that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But if I am throwing two dice, then it can be like 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, or 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. Same way 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6. And 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6. So now here total possibilities from two dice throw simultaneously, it comes to 36. Again, there is a shortcut method. If I am throwing the single dice, then it will be 6 raised to 1, that is 6. If I am throwing two dice, 6 raised to 2, that is 36. If I am throwing three dice, 6 raised to 3, 2, 1, 6, and so on. So remember very carefully that whether the question that is for coins or dice, overall possible outcomes, there is a shortcut method that how we have to solve these types of sum. Got it? It is very simple. That is for throwing of dice. Illustration number 2. Next one. Write the sample space of random experiment of finding the number of defective items while testing the quality of 1000 items produced in a factory. If I am testing the quality of 1000 items, then I have to check the number of defective items in this factory. So there may be possibility that there is no any defective items. Out of 1000 there is single defective items, two defective items, and so on. It may be possibility, rare of the rare, that overall 1000 defective items that company has produced. Got it? So here this is our union. Got it? Well, so this is for illustration number 3, where the defective items that we can check very easily. Next one, that is for impossible event. What is impossible event? The special subset phi or the sample space of random experiment. It is called impossible event. For an example, if union covers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but if event called A, it comes to 7, so it is out of this union. Okay, so it is called impossible event. Got it? Next one, certain events. A special subset of union of sample space of random experiment is called a certain event, and this certain event is which always occurs. It is denoted by U. Next one, that is complementary events. Here the complementary event that is denoted by A dash or A bar. Okay, so suppose union is a finite sample space of A is one of its events. The set of all the outcomes or element of union which are not in the event A, it is called complementary event A. Let's say example, if U covers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and if event A covers 3, 4, 5, 6, then other than this event, that is called A dash, means other than this event 3, 4, 5, and 6, other than this event 3, 4, 5, and 6, remaining part of union, that is called A dash. Got it? These types of design that can be asked in the exam for 1 to 2 marks for event, impossible event, complementary event, and so on. Next point, intersection event. Intersection means common events, like if union covers again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are two events like A and B. A covers 1, 2, and 3, while B covers 3, 4, 5, 6. So A intersection B, that is common between A and B. What is the common between A and B? That is 3. 3 is in A and 3 is in B. So intersection of A and B, that is only 3. So it is called intersection event, and here you can see that event A and event B, an intersection of this, that is called intersection event, like this one. It is called A intersection B. This is union, two events A and B, and common of these, that is called A intersection B. Got it? Then after, point number 6, union of events. So here union of events means here there is event A, here there is event B, and both the event covers all the items, that is called A union B. Suppose A and B are any two event of finite sample space U. The event where event A occurs or event B occurs or both the event A and B occurs, then it is called A and B, and it is denoted by A union B. Simple. It is point number 6. Then after, point number 7, mutually exclusive event. What are the mutual exclusive events? Means there is no intersection point between event A as well as event B. Both events are different from together. Let's say example, here again U covers A 1 2 3 4, where A covers 1 and 2 and B covers 3 and 4. So there is no intersection between A and B. So both the events are different from each other. So we can say that A intersection B, that is 5, and there is no intersection between A and B. So these types of event which we call mutually exclusive events. Got it? Next one, point number 8, difference event. What is difference event? If one event happens and another event does not happen. Like suppose A and B are any two events of finite sample space union, the set of element or outcome where event A happens but event B does not happen, it is called difference between event A and B. So it is denoted by A minus B. So A minus B, that is, there is a simple formula, A intersection B dash. It means A minus A intersection B, or we can say that A union B minus B. Okay, so here where event A happens but event B does not happen, so it is called different events. In another example, here there is a lines for event B. It means we can say that event B happens where event A does not happens. So it is called B minus A. And all the formulas, that is for A minus B, are opposite side, that is for B minus A. Here first formula, that is A dash intersection B. Second formula, that is B minus A intersection B. Third formula, that is A intersection B minus A. Got it? Next one. Point number 9. Exclusive events. So what is the exclusive events? Here A union B is equals to U. Then these types of event that we call exclusive. Let's say example, if the group of favorable outcomes of event of random experiment is the small space, then the event are called exhaustive events. Suppose A and B are any two event of sample space U, the event A and B called exhaustive if the union of A union B of the two events A and B is sample space U. Let's say example again, here if A is equals to 1 2 3, B is equals to 4, 5, 6, and total union covers 1 to 6. So we can say that some items that covered 1 to 3, that is in event A, another items that covered B, event B. So in short, all the items that are covered in this union. So it is called exhaustive events. Got it? Next one, point number 10. Mutually exclusive and exhaustive. It means if A union B, that is phi, and sorry, A intersection B, that is phi, and A union B, that is U. So it is called mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. Point number 11, last point, that is elementary events. The events formed by all the subsets of single elements of the sample space U of a random experiment are called elementary events. The elementary events are mutually exclusive and exhaustive. Now you know very well that what is mutually exclusive and exhaustive. This one. How we say that this is mutually exclusive and exhaustive? When A intersection B is equals to phi and A union B is equals to U. So it is called elementary events. Got it? So here I have completed these 11 definitions. From the next class, I am going to start a new topic. So thank you so much.